Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's fun classic model kit review video, we're going to be taking a look at the Otaki and Arii P-47D Thunderbolt. This is Arii kit number A337-600. The P-47 Thunderbolt was developed as a high-altitude interceptor, and while it excelled at that role, it was later adapted for long-range fighter escort and fighter-bomber missions, where its high dive speed, rugged construction, pilot armor, and heavy-hitting ordnance made it a very effective ground attack aircraft. In this video, we'll be taking a look at what comes in the box. We'll also be going through the kit instructions and talk about any problem areas to watch out for in construction. We'll talk about the clarity and fit of the clear parts in the kit. We'll also talk about the quality of the moldings on the kit. We'll look at the detail on the smaller parts in the interior and on the landing gear. We'll also look at the fit of the major components and the surface detailing that's found on the exterior of the kit. We'll talk about the color and marking options that are in this kit, and we'll look at the quality of the decals themselves, and I'll give my conclusions at the end. Looking at the kit instructions, step 1 covers assembling the cockpit interior. Looking at the interior parts themselves, we can see there's a very basic pilot seat. There's also basic sidewall detail and cockpit floor detail and instrument panel detail. This is almost a caricature of the interior. It's not terribly accurate. I noticed a large ejector pin mark in the middle of the pilot seat. I also noticed a molding glitch on the armor plate behind the pilot. This probably won't be visible on the finished kit. In steps 2 and 3, we are mounting the cockpit in the fuselage half, and then we're closing the fuselage halves around that. The fit on the fuselage seam seems to be decent. Here we can see the upper seam and the lower seam, and this area of a P-47 will always require an extra bit of cleanup. Moving on, in steps 4 and 5, we are building the wing assemblies, and then we're attaching the wing assemblies and the tail planes to the fuselage. The fit of the wing halves looks good, and even the gun inserts should go in without too much trouble. Looking at the fit of the wings to the fuselage, I think we'll be able to get a pretty good wing to fuselage fit here, but it might need a little bit of tweaking at the front of the wing root. Holding the tail planes in place, these look like they fit just fine, no filler needed here. In steps 6, 7, and 8, we are building the landing gear and the underwing ordnance. Looking at the landing gear legs themselves, these are not stellar. They have multiple ejector pin marks on each leg, and then there's quite a bit of flash that needs to be cleaned up on each leg as well. Looking at the part that's supposed to hold the tail wheel, the axle is broken off on the part in this kit. In step 9, we're attaching the landing gear and ordnance to the plane. In steps 10 and 11, we are building the engine and prop assembly, and then we are trapping that between the cowl halves. The engine, intake, and firewall are a one-piece affair on this kit, but thankfully the detail on the engine isn't bad, and this should look good with a little bit of detail painting. The prop itself looks decent, although there's a square backing plate on the back of the spinner that looks suspect to me as far as accuracy goes. Looking at the cowl itself, the Arii cowl is shown on the right, and I have a Hasegawa P-47 cowl shown on the left. And you can see there's an obvious shape difference, and the Arii cowl also seems to be significantly deeper from top to bottom. I may reshape this a little bit with a file to get it a little bit more accurate here. In step 12, we're adding the cowling to the front of the aircraft, as well as the transparencies and a couple of other detail bits. Looking at the fit of the clear parts, these seem like they're going to fit just fine, and the clarity isn't bad on these, and they also have nice crisp framing on them. Looking at the color and marking guides, there are 3 marking options included in this kit, and there's also a really cool color printout of 2 of the marking options. And this is actually one of my favorite parts of the kit. I love these, and I've actually have several of these hanging in my workshop from the Otaki and Arii kits. Looking at the decals themselves, these are very basic. There's not really any stenciling that's included with these. These have started to discolor with age, so I probably won't use these on the kit. One problem area on this kit is the number of sink marks in the moldings. There were sink marks in both sides of the fuselage on the top forward fuselage. There were also sink marks underneath the fuselage on both sides. If we look at the engine cowl halves, there were sink marks on both sides on the top, as well as on both sides on the bottom of that. There's a sink mark on the starboard wing, as well as some molding glitches on the upper starboard wing. As I mentioned earlier, the landing gear legs have molding glitches on those, and a lot of flash and ejector pin marks. There were ejector pin marks on the pilot's seat, and a mold glitch on the pilot's armor plate. The decals themselves aren't really usable, and to me the cowl shape is a bit suspect as well. On the plus side, the engraved detail on the kit is very precise. It's very nice panel lines. They're engraved panel lines. The fit of the major parts seems like it's going to be pretty decent. The clarity and fit of the clear parts looks good. I love the box art. This kit has relatively few parts, so it's going to be a pretty quick and easy build. But if you're looking to build a serious P-47 model or a definitive P-47 model, I would definitely suggest starting with a different kit. These kits can still be found very inexpensively, and I think they would be appropriate for younger modelers or modelers looking to get back into the hobby. They would certainly make a nice test mule if you are looking to try out different model building techniques and weathering techniques, or if you're just looking for a low stress, quick weekend build. All right, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you out there have built the Otaki or Arii P-47, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.